But what if I word it as he made 4 baskets? The rest of it was free throws.
Damn.
If you only made 4 baskets, you'd better have a lot of assists.
Wait a second. 4 baskets, so he shot the ball 16 times? Because he shot 25%. LeBron James only shot the ball 16 times in the finals? Damn. All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. It's been a little while since I checked in on Angry Old Hoops. AOH, I've been a huge fan of for a long time. And this one really caught my eye because the title is Looking Back at the First Time Jordan and LeBron Were Swept. I don't think I really need to get into the details on why this is intriguing to me, because I think there is a way to lose, and there's a way to lose and not choke, if you know what I mean. And then there's a way to choke, and that's why you lost. I guess a better way to say it is there's a way to lose and you be the leader, but you're not the reason you lost. But then there's other people who are the leader. You lost, but as a leader, you're the reason they lost. And I think that might be what we're getting into here. That's always been a major difference I've seen between LeBron and Jordan, is often when LeBron loses, especially in the finals, it's usually his fault. Yeah, that finals against the Mavs, you know, it's undeniable what happened there. And then also, like, outside of the finals, multiple times, like versus Boston prior to that, and, you know, the list goes on. But I've never seen one series in which Jordan was the reason that his team lost. In fact, Jordan was often, in his early years, the only reason they were in the ball game to begin with. You know, the only reason they were slightly competitive. But anyways, long intro aside, Angry Old Hoops, if you haven't checked out his channel, I highly recommend it. I'm linking his original video down below in the description. So if you want to check out his channel or watch this video without my commentary, go right ahead. Like I said, I've been subbed to Angry Old Hoops for probably 2 years at this point. It's been a while. Anyways, everyone, please leave this video a like. It helps out a ton. And without further ado, let's get into this.
When I decided to go back and look at these games, I certainly never expected LeBron James to
86.
look better than, or even as good as Jordan.
Oh, this is going to be brutal. Because I forgot. This is when it happened, 86. So, yeah, you're going to see a guy bawling out for his life in these losses. All right, cool.
But what was really eye-opening was realizing how similar things were in 2007 for LeBron James as they are in 2025. We have the hovering at the top of the key, not really doing anything except observing a teammate making a difficult shot.
Good. Nice turnaround shot.
We have his poor shooting.
James misses. 0 for 8.
And the subsequent fear of taking open shots. You have the turnovers.
LeBron James dribbled it off his leg.
We even have examples of some of those silly rebounds that he's padding his stats with today. We have the floater defense.
Do we have the
questionable
elbow?
In its value, but also him losing track of his man, not boxing out, and consequently giving up the offensive rebound.
You know, I was watching a Lakers game last night. First time I watched a game in quite a little while here. And I can't help but notice all the things that Angry Old Hoops points out. So, like, the blowing on the hands, the standing around, the losing sight of your man on defense. It's all there. And then not only that, the reason I brought this up was the elbow while driving to the lane. He actually got called on it in a game I watched last night. He went charging to the lane, popped an elbow, hit someone right in the face with his elbow, and the foul was initially not called. It was called in favor of LeBron, but then the opposing coach reviewed it, and it was actually called against LeBron, and LeBron was freaking out, all pissed off and angry. I loved it. I thought of AOH when I saw that. I'm like, finally. But it took a process. They had to review it, you know, but they actually gave him a foul for that freaking elbow. Shouldn't that have been a flagrant, though? You know what I mean? elbowed the guy in the face. I'm pretty sure anybody else would have got a flagrant or a suspension, but whatever. It's a start, I guess.
His ball handling skills look familiar. He was even doing this bad acting where he pretends like he's giving somebody advice to take attention away from the fact that he just turned the ball over.
Yeah.
Even the no calls, opening him up to finally make a basket.
And there's his first field goal after missing his initial 8 shots from the field.
Ouch.
Maybe the only...
So he started out 1 for 9? Did I see that right?
Goal after missing his initial 8 shots from the field.
6 points, 1 for 9. So he got to the line a couple of times. Yikes.
Maybe the only difference that in 2025 this would be called a foul and he would shrug afterward.
Yeah, he also would have elbowed Duncan in the face.
For 3.
Too short.
Here comes James.
Oops.
Hooked away from behind by Ori, and Ginobili comes the other way.
You even have LeBron James throwing the ball away late in the game, putting it out of reach. Since LeBron fans are stat people, let's start with the stats.
Antonio, which Greg Popovich said is one of the real keys to the series.
What are you doing, buddy?
That pass deflected off the rim.
Damn. He does this so often. He does it so often, even in the game I just watched yesterday. Man, he's just, I don't know, man. Sometimes he is a good passer, but then I never saw Magic Johnson flub up so many passes, though. You know what I mean? He was accurate like 90% of the time. LeBron's like 50-50. He'll make an amazing pass, an amazing read in one possession. Next possession, he does something like this where he just clanks it against the rim, or he hits someone in the face with the ball or something stupid. What happened?
There are a couple of stats that are on my mind, and the reason they're on my mind is because they are connected to narratives surrounding LeBron James. One narrative has him as the chosen one. He's the man. He's the best ever. But when he's not, then he's a pass-first guy. So the problem is LeBron didn't do better than Jordan in scoring or assists. These numbers are actually astonishingly bad.
Game 1, 14 points.
14 points sounds bad enough.
Ooh, yeah. That's much worse. 25% shooting.
But what if I word it as he made 4 baskets? The rest of it was free throws.
Damn.
If you only made 4 baskets, you'd better have a lot of assists.
Wait a second. 4 baskets, so he shot the ball 16 times? Because he shot 25%? LeBron James only shot the ball 16 times in the finals? Damn. That just shows he's got no mid-range.
4 assists? That's the same number of buckets as he made.
Yeah.
When someone who has been criticized as being a ball hog also has 4 assists, but also produces 49 points
on 50% shooting.
50%
there it is.
Shooting.
Yep. Dude, he's so consistent. I always expect 50% or above all the way until his final 2 years with the Wizards.
I'm left wondering where LeBron fans go to next. LeBron James wasn't even the highest scorer on his own team while being called the chosen one.
I bet he wasn't the assist leader either.
He was tied for second. He barely beat 4th place.
Damn.
Gibson inside, banks it in. Gibson goes to the basket and lays it in beautifully.
Gooden doesn't get enough credit. He was actually a decent teammate.
Gibson, nice drive. Gibson for 3.
And
puts it in.
All right.
Gibson shot the ball well. Does it again. Gibson 6 of 8 from the field. They've got to get him more shots.
Yeah, 6 for 8. No kidding.
For the San.
That's that. Yeah, LeBron. You know, ISO, penetrate, dish out, open shots for Gibson, maybe.
Antonio Spurs. Pavlovich, nice move. Good hard drive to the basket.
Nice. These guys want to win.
To the basket. Up. And puts it in.
Yeah, these guys are putting in the effort.
Sasha Pavlovich.
Sasha.
He really sold out, made a commitment on the defensive end, and because of that, trying to guard Parker.
Oh, nice tip in from Pavlovich.
That attitude, that approach.
By the way, when people talk about today's spacing, I'm sorry, I'm going to go on a quick rant here. When people talk about today's spacing, it drives me nuts because look how well it was going at this time. Look how wide we're spread. You got 3 guys on a perimeter. 1, 2, 3. But then we got a guy in the mid-range and a guy right in the middle of the lane. You want to get to the lane? You got to get through. You got to get through this defense right here. Not just blow by your guy. You know, you got to blow by your guy, get past the weak side, and then get to the rim. Basketball was still solid at this point. This is before it all went downhill. I just wanted to point it out because watching a game last night again and seeing just seeing 5 people on the perimeter instead of, like 3 was enough. I can be down with 3, but if you're doing all 5 in a perimeter, what the hell is going on with the rest of the space? What the hell? The hoop is here, right?
It's going to take.
Gooden to the basket, and most of them are layups. Gooden.
Yep, I always liked Gooden.
Gooden able to knock it down. Rebound.
I always saw him as like LeBron's Pippen.
Back up and in. And there's the offensive board work from Gooden.
Take a look again at the teammates that scored as much or
look
more
at those percentages.
than James. They also had significant...
Yeah, remember what I said earlier? Sometimes you're the star and you're the reason you lose. That's what it looks like. Because it wasn't him, and it wasn't him. So his support was good. Saying LeBron needs more help? No. His teammates need more help from their leader.
Significantly higher shooting percentages. No, really, take a look.
Yeah.
Those are amazing percentages. His teammates did everything they could, and just like today, simply couldn't overcome LeBron James.
Yeah, if you got teammates that are scoring at that rate, I mean, LeBron should have ended up with like 15 assists that game if you would have read the defense correctly and understood what they're doing. Give these guys open shots.
Steps back for 3.
Yeah, don't take that shot, buddy. That's not what it is.
Won't go. Tony Parker. James spinning. The fall away. He loves that shot.
Not 5 seconds on the shot clock.
That shot
James
don't love him.
Inside. Blocked by Duncan.
Nice
James
block, Duncan.
for 3. Won't go. James for 3.
Yeah.
Won't go.
That's how you know he quit. He's just bombing. He's just bombing threes. He doesn't want to get through this. Look at this. Look at this defense, man. You don't want to go through this. I understand he doesn't want to go through this, but dude, if this was Michael Jordan, easy, right here, pop. Get by your first guy before the weak side can get to you, pop, fade away right there in the mid-range. But he had 0 mid-range game. So either he drives straight to the basket, which he's used to, or in this situation, there's no possible way in hell he's getting to the rim. So he's just bombing threes. It's lazy. In the finals.
James on a pull-up.
Come in and pinch and get the free throw line rebound.
James misses. 0 for 8. James. This not happening tonight.
It's so sad. If LeBron was actually like shooting and making mid-range shots, San Antonio couldn't pack the lane the way they're doing it. They'd have to spread out a little bit. But they made one defensive adjustment and it worked, and they swept them.
He's now 2 for 13 from the field.
Shout out to Popovich.
James misses.
Yeah.
Something you would hear a lot through that series and through the rest of his career.
LeChoke.
But it doesn't matter because the media would cover for his mistakes and rewrite history so that people today blame his teammates.
Yeah, he needs more help.
In fact, it started back then. Just listen to Mark Jackson right here.
Of LeBron James, he's making plays for other guys. It's those guys that have to step up and knock those shots down.
They are.
I believe LeBron James was 2 for 12 at that point.
Wow.
And as I already pointed out, he only had 4 assists in the game.
Yeah.
And I showed you what the shooting percentages of his teammates were.
Yep.
And yet Mark Jackson is saying that other guys have to step up. 4 of 16.
Yeah, no, LeBron just needs to step down in that situation. Go sit your ass on the bench.
Is really bad. But add to that he only contributed 4 assists and had 6 turnovers.
Eek. So just erase those 4 assists and then get rid of 2 of those buckets. It's like he went 2 for 16 basically after all that.
This guy had more turnovers than made buckets.
Yeah. Series in both the first 2 games. Big
Yep. You're not Magic Johnson, buddy. How is he supposed to catch that?
More turnovers than assists. Why isn't that what we remember in history?
Yeah.
Speaking of history, why don't you ever hear about Gibson propelling the Cavaliers past Detroit with 31 points with incredibly efficient stats?
7 for 9, 5 for 5 from 3, 12 for 15 from the line, and he gave you 6 rebounds? Damn. Yeah, he needs more help. By he, I mean him. Gibson.
Boys, disrespect Gibson if you want to.
Yep.
But show me a time that Michael Jordan had the luxury in 1986 of a teammate scoring 31 instead
I don't
of
even remember them in their championship years, him having somebody to put up 31 points in an NBA Finals game. Well, I guess you're not talking about the finals, but in an Eastern Conference Finals game, for that matter, then I don't remember. If somebody did it, it would be Pippen, and I don't remember Pippen ever pulling those numbers. And if he did, he definitely didn't shoot 7 for 9, 5 for 5 from 3, 12 for 15 from the line. Like, definitely not even close.
Michael Jordan carry the burden. Let's take a quick look at Game 2's stats before we dive deeper into fanboy excuses, because I know they're coming. Congratulations to LeBron James for moving up to 25 points. I'm afraid that pales compared to 63 points, especially when Michael Jordan shot a higher shooting percentage and had the same number of assists as Mr. I'm a pass first guy. Personally, I think if you're going to have
It cancel out again.
6 turnovers, you'd better have a lot more than 6 assists.
No kidding.
Long range. Jordan hit. You talk about birds, sheer determination at certain points of a game.
And it's funny, people talk about this 63-point game, but rarely do they talk about the whole series, so this is cool.
Michael Jordan has those same qualities.
It wasn't just one game.
Those same qualities, but much later in his career, right, fanboys? Wrong. This is season 2, his first playoff experience. And what else do LeBron fans do? They make a lot of excuses. One of the excuses oftentimes is age. Either too old, too young. Things just aren't ever quite perfect for LeBron James. Well, LeBron, you've got the bases covered with this one because you got swept when you were young, you got swept in your prime, and you got swept while you were old.
Yep.
Let's talk about age and experience. They were the same age.
Oh, wow.
Interestingly enough. And LeBron James had 4 seasons in the NBA under his belt.
Yeah.
This was only Michael Jordan's second
and he was, yeah, go ahead.
season.
He was injured.
Now, because LeBron James's birthday is at the end of December and Michael Jordan's is in late February, LeBron was further into being 23 than Michael Jordan was. This is a big waste of time to me. You know, you're either the GOAT or you're not. Part of being the GOAT is that your age doesn't really matter. You overcome circumstances and are a leader, or you're not. Prior to the NBA, Jordan had already won a college championship and an Olympic gold medal. LeBron only has himself to blame for entering the NBA when he entered the NBA. In fact, he tried to enter the NBA even earlier. LeBron's opponent, Tony Parker, won his first championship at age 21 and got another one this season, largely thanks to LeBron James.
Right.
Maybe he's the GOAT. I find it interesting that LeBron fans put so much emphasis on the fact that Michael Jordan couldn't get past the world champion Celtics in his second and third season.
That's so messed up, man. This is one of the 3 teams that are arguably the greatest team ever assembled. You know, we got the 96 Bulls, and then we got the 2017 Warriors. But Boston, it's so funny. We forget. This was one of the greatest teams we've ever seen. And you want, a Jordan who's played 1 year in the league and then about like 16 games, I think, on his comeback to beat that team all by himself. And it's not like he was scoring like 10 points a game. The guy was lighting it up, putting it all out there, everything on the line. But he lost because his team sucked. And it is what it is. He stuck around, he built, and eventually he won 6 championships. It's a wonderful story. But I don't know, man. It's just so weird that we discredit... I don't know. It's stupid, is what it is. It's just dumb to discredit him for losing in his second year to one of the greatest teams of all time. It's not like he went and ring chased and built a super team. He stuck around in that losing team until they became a champion and then a multi-time champion.
When LeBron James didn't even make the playoffs until his third season.
Yeah.
So LeBron fans are taking comfort in the fact that LeBron didn't get his team to the playoffs. Thus, there wasn't even an opportunity
to get
be
swept. That's a damn good point, AOH. That's a damn good point. Because MJ made the playoffs every single year as a Bull. First year against Milwaukee. Second year, even he had his team was in dire straits when he came back, but he still pulled them to the playoffs and made them, somewhat competitive. Went to multiple overtimes against Boston.
Failing before you can fail on a bigger stage is apparently a form of success.
Right.
That's ridiculous enough as it is, but then this becomes ludicrous when you realize those same people also want to take comfort in making it to the finals a bunch of times, but losing more times than you won in those finals. So Jordan can't get a sorry team into the playoffs his second season and get swept without your ridicule. But LeBron can make it to the finals and get swept and get defeated overall more times than he's won, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of being swept, let's take a quick look back at LeBron's history. While Jordan only went upward over his career, LeBron's career is staggered with epic failures, despite team hopping and roster rigging.
Yeah.
And this is how close Michael Jordan came to not being swept by the Celtics. If we're going to judge Michael Jordan for being swept when it only took 3 games to secure the series,
Yep.
maybe we should also consider LeBron's gentleman sweeps. I want people to answer this before I get into the next section. Are you a fan of today's game?
No, don't get me
like
started.
The 3-point game?
No, don't get me started.
Some people think that it's helped bring the NBA to its downfall. Other people think it's great. Well, what you didn't have with Michael Jordan was someone who wasn't a three-point shooter shooting three-pointers anyway.
Yeah.
In fact, he didn't attempt any three-pointers in those big scoring games. And that's a little bit exhausting to think about.
Yeah. Watching young Michael Jordan play makes me tired. Honestly, it exhilarates me. But afterwards, it's like, how the hell did he have that energy? He's not standing in a spot ever for 1 second.
39 points and 63 points, and none of it had the boost of the extra points of a three-pointer. That means you were watching somebody play their ass off.
He got his 3 points the hard way, man. 2 plus a foul.
Should have been tired an hour and a half ago.
LeBron goes 2 for 6 in game 1. Yeah, if you want to see somebody miss 4 out of 6 shots and forgive it because 2 of those shots equaled 6 points, great. You just described what's wrong with the NBA.
Right.
Next game, LeBron goes 2 for 6 again. Then he goes 0 for 2.
That's so funny, too, because they were giving him that 3. That was the whole defensive strategy. Dare LeBron to shoot threes. Popovich is a brilliant man, and he knew his tendencies. So dare him to shoot, and this is what he comes up with. Oftentimes, I remember that series, LeBron would shoot just within the three-point line, thinking like he's making progress, he's getting closer to the rim, but he couldn't even get close.
And in the final deciding game, he goes 0 for 5 from 3.
Damn.
But Mark Jackson will tell you that the other guys need to step up and hit their shots.
Right.
In Michael Jordan's game 3, he attempted 1 three-pointer and made 1 three-pointer.
He must have been tired.
Earlier, I talked about what hasn't changed, like people shooting in LeBron's face or LeBron's help without the help.
Yeah.
Not being able to
He
score.
helps by staring. AOH. He helps by staring. That supposedly he's a Sith.
The end of a game. But what things have changed? Here's one.
James got clock at 2. Offensive foul.
This was correctly called an
Yep.
offensive foul in 2007. LeBron doesn't like a defender in front of him. He just uses his size
Plant.
to
There it
bore
is.
out
Yeah, good plant. Perfect plant. Good call.
over the top. Lower the
Oof,
shoulder.
he even, yeah, he got that shoulder or whatever in his face. Or is that an elbow? Probably an elbow, no, LeBron. Or is it a shoulder? Looks like shoulder.
The top.
Yeah.
Lower the shoulder. Follow through. This may be one of the most crucial changes that has taken place in the NBA is to allow LeBron James offensive fouls.
Mm-hmm.
This may be the difference between him having 0 rings and the 2.2 rings that he has now. Speaking of things that have been changed to favor LeBron James, take a look at this travel violation committed by Tim Duncan.
I do think it does. It gets San Antonio's attention.
Crazy. Yeah, but that's how it was, man. Different times. That makes me sick when I watch modern games, by the way. Just looking at their feet, it's disgusting.
Committed by Tim Duncan.
Let me see.
I do
Okay. Left. All right, his left foot's the pivot.
think it does. It gets San Antonio.
What? He didn't pick it up, though. They blew the whistle before he picked up his pivot. Come on, man.
Antonio's attention as Duncan travels.
Now think about what LeBron James does today
Yeah, no, don't do it.
with no whistle. Well, I think that was a pretty good first look back at the first time that LeBron James was swept and Michael Jordan was swept. An interesting journey through NBA history as well and rule changes.
Yep, like I
And
said, MJ was the only reason they were in the game, and LeBron was the reason why they lost the games.
the desperate attempt to crown a king that never should have been. Let me know what you thought. I've got a lot more to cover regarding the 2007 finals. We'll get into some more of the fanboy excuses, such as
Nice block.
saying that LeBron James carried trash.
To beat the Celtics in the Garden this year.
No, Larry Bird in real life carried trash. He was a garbage man for a little while before he went to college.
McHale, offensive rebound, knocked it out of bounds. Bird fires it up blindly. Parrish loses it to Oakley.
Parrish has the rebound and a nice knock.
Damn. Now I want to watch the whole series again. What's up, Dennis Johnson? Fantastic breakdown by AOH as usual. It was man. I went into this kind of like chill, but it does piss me off, man. It always pisses me off that it's just the hypocrisy and the double standard stuff. You know, I try to hold everyone accountable at the same level, even if it's Jordan, you know? Like, for instance, I always talk about, yeah, MJ put up 63, but they lost. His real best game was 69 against the Cavs in the playoffs, you know? Because that led to a victory. And if you look at the rest of the stats, that game, like, Jordan was a freaking maniac, you know? He just forget about it. But I like to hold everyone to the same standards. So it's not like, I don't even know what to say. I don't like the separation between the standards we hold MJ to versus the excuses we give LeBron, because we didn't give MJ any excuse, nothing. You know, I remember when he made his comeback in what was it, 94, 95? Oh, well, it would be 95 at that point. Just came out of baseball. We weren't making excuses out of him for him. You know, we wanted him to beat Orlando, even though it kind of seemed a little impossible. You know, the way things were going and how Jordan was just coming back, and we could watch his journey every game. Like, he's getting a little better, but we didn't think he was going to beat, you know, young Shaq and Penny or in Orlando out there. But, you know, when they lost, we didn't make any excuses. I remember when he got the ball stolen and he fell on the ground, and I was like, damn, dude, that hurts, you know? But at the same time, I kind of knew Jordan's going to remember that the same way we all remember that. He's going to see that image over and over again of him falling down after he got the ball stolen when he was trying to recover the ball. And that's going to piss him off. And he's going to see Horace Grant being hoisted up on his teammate's shoulders celebrating. He's going to come back hungry. And guess what? Jordan doesn't disappoint. So he did. He came back and, yeah, not only dominated, but had the greatest team of all time. The greatest season of all time right afterwards as a response, as a revenge tour. And that's the difference. Did LeBron do that after he got swept in San Antonio? No. What'd he do? He left town eventually. Built a super team and took the helicopter to the top of the mountain. Not the same thing. Not the same thing as sticking around and building. Anyways, I'm out of here. Check out AOH's channel. If you liked what you saw here, link is down below. Everyone, I appreciate you watching. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. And hit that bell if you want to get notified for the next one. Everyone, I'll see you in the comments. And peace out for now.